Today, I'm really excited to show you something I've been building for you Savi's Lightsaber fans. I call it the Savi Builder, and it's a way to preview what different hilt combinations would look like. When you show up at Savi's workshop to build your custom lightsaber, the first thing you have to do is choose which theme to build from. There's Peace and Justice, which has a Jedi theme, Power and Control for the Dark Side and Sith fans, Protection and Defense, which has an Old Republic or High Republic vibe, and Elemental Nature for those more connected to the living force. And if you're buying used, there's also two different versions of each theme, between the original V1 version that was retired in 2023 and the V2 version that they sell today. Next, you have to choose which hilt pieces to use. Each theme has 2 emitters, 2 switches, 2 pommels, and 4 sleeves. For most people, $250 is a lot of money to spend on a lightsaber, so there's a lot of worrying and hand-wringing that goes into picking just the right theme and just the right pieces that are going to make that purchase worth it for you and make you happy with the saber you get. In the past, the only way to sort of get an idea of what a different hilt combinations would look like before you get in the room would be to ask somebody who already owns it to put the pieces that you want together, take a picture, and send it to you. I love the fact that there's so many people in the lightsaber community who are willing to go out of their way and do that for strangers. But with almost 100 combinations possible for each build, over 130,000 combinations over all 4 current sets, and over 4 million combinations across all 8 sets, that solution just doesn't scale. That's where my new Savi Builder tool comes in. If you're on one of the Savi product pages on my Savi Finder, you'll see this new little placement here that will let you pick the emitter, the sleeve, the switch, and the pommel for the saber you want to see. And as you change the menus and the drop-downs, the image will update to give you an idea of what that might look like until you can find exactly the kind of build that you want to do for your saber. And the drop-downs will only show the pieces for the set you've selected. But if you want to get fancier, you click on this to get to the full Savi Builder. This version will show you 2 separate hilts, that way you can compare one idea versus another idea. And the drop-downs include all of the available things both from the V1 sets and the V2 sets. So if you want to see what some of the V1 protection and defense elements would look like with the V2 set, you can mix and match to your heart's content. You can even switch it out between sets. Maybe you want a little bit of Jedi in the emitter, a dark side switch, maybe a dark side sleeve. That's not dark enough. That's a little better. Maybe a nice shiny thing. You can do whatever you like to configure what you want to see. If you want to revert back to the basic builds for any of the sets, you click on the bottom here and it'll load the page with the set that you're looking for. That way you don't have to go through every menu individually. If, for example, you know you want to start with an elemental nature and mix it up from there, you don't have to go through 10 different drop downs. You can just get it to there and then customize as you want from there. Once you have it customized the way you like it, if you want to share it with a friend, you just click on this share link button right here, and that will update the URL to have a link that you can copy and paste and share with somebody else. And then if they open that in a new browser, it's going to show you exactly what you had configured. That saves you from having to take a bunch of screenshots. Now, of course, there are some limitations. The way I built this was to take the original image of all the Savi lightsaber options that NetWarrior shared to the Galaxy's Edge Discord, then remove the background, which can be tricky on some of the darker pieces where you can't tell where the hilt ends and the shadow begins. Chop each hilt into its own layer, align and resize them as closely as I could, and then chop all the individual parts each into their own image. This gets the job done, but since all the hilts are from a single photo, the camera angle is slightly different for each hilt, so they don't always align properly. So as you flip through the options, the images don't always line up exactly like you would hope they would. Sometimes they're a little misaligned, or just don't look quite right. If someone wants to loan me all 8 sets, I can reshoot all the pieces in a controlled photo shoot with consistent camera angles, consistent lighting, and that would dramatically improve the end result. Short of that though, this is about as good as we're gonna get. And it's worlds better than the nothing we had before, so I'm still pretty proud of it. If you get any value from this tool, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying really hard to get over the 1,000 subscriber threshold so I can start monetizing and hopefully make back at least a couple of pennies from all the time and effort I put into this tool, the website, and the videos. I'd really appreciate your support. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.